Hey everybody, Fox with Tiger Force, and after 8 wars of pairing tests, we finally have a consensus, which is not an easy task. 7 or 8 very opinionated, intelligent I might add, co-leaders slash war pairing analysts have been debating about the direction of the clan, engineering versus unengineered. What is the best way to go? And after this last pairing, we finally have the evidence we need. In fact, when I saw this last pairing, I was like literally like, holy. Alright, so let's take a look at the war log. So I'm going to go ahead and prophesy what may or may not happen in this next war, but let's just take a look here. So we have been warring for a long time. Tiger Force has been around since 2015, June as a matter of fact, and before that we were actually part of a very successful clan. But over the last time here, especially after the last update, as you can see, we have had more and more losses, and especially after the last update, which was against that clan 20 days ago, we had a major losing streak, and we realized something had to be done. So as you have been following my previous videos, we ran some tests. We had 3 wars over at Liger Force, which was strictly engineered, 3 wars over at Tiger Force, which was strictly unengineered. So the 3 wins you see in a row are the 3 completely unengineered wars. Now Liger Force also had some success, however they did have a draw, which was basically 2 maxed scores, which essentially is like a loss in terms of the payout and that sort of thing. So not necessarily what we would consider a win. The engineered members, we're still kind of debating because it's a lot to completely change course. So we took another war, this last war you see here, Tiger Force versus War Practice, which I'll show real quick. This was actually a fair pairing. Now, don't let the score mislead you. We actually just kind of screwed up. We just had some attacks. I mean, look at this loser over here, Fox. 95% against their number 4. I mean, 95%. In fact, I had 2 attacks. Both of mine were 95%. So seriously, if there's a reason we lost this war, I'm definitely to blame. We also had some missed hits up on their number 1 and 2. But truth be told, when you look at the actual pairing, this last war we had was very fair in terms of the actual base pairings. And what we did was we took all Town Hall 9+ defenses, and we had some I guess 0.5 bases, some unengineered. So the composition was mostly unengineered, and it was really a pretty fair comparable pairing. We have 2 Eagles on our side, we have about 7 Infernos, and we were paired up about equally in terms of how that goes. So we were happy. It was a very good war. These guys just did a good job. I'll give it to these guys that beat us. However, this war that we're currently in, oh man, not good at all. And I will tell you what we did differently and why I think, this is the result. So again, we have 2 Eagle artilleries and like 7 Infernos. And if you take a look at this enemy, they have max Town Hall 11 with an Eagle and maxed Infernos. Maxed Eagle, maxed Infernos. Again, our Infernos, for all intents and purposes, are not maxed. Another base with maxed Eagle and maxed Infernos. And then more Infernos. And then more Infernos. So, oh yeah, more Infernos. So, all the way down to their number 6, 7, an Inferno? Are you kidding me? What is the difference? And, you cannot say that this is coincidence, guys, because I actually prophesied this. And it wasn't because I'm that smart or anything. It's just because it's just pretty obvious at this point when you're as nerdy about Clash of Clans as I am. And a lot of other co-leaders agreed. Basically what the problem is in this war, what we did differently than the last war, and the mathematicians can get on this, I did one thing differently. I took low defensive bases to war. Now, in my opinion, based off of what we've seen from going to other clans and looking at unengineered clan composition pairings, unengineered clans can take low bases to war and not be stacked against engineered clans with top-heavy bases like the one we're currently facing. So the problem is, if you have engineered bases, and I'm going to say this is past speculation in my opinion, I'm that convinced at this point. Definitely comment if you disagree, but I have really been losing sleep over this. So basically, if you've got some engineered bases, so like Mark, for example, he is fairly engineered. Even myself, I am fairly engineered. Nuts is fairly engineered. Looking here, Snake is fairly engineered. So some of these guys are not engineered, like DJ, BC. But the problem is, if you have some engineered bases mixed into your clan composition, and you take low ranked bases, by the way, Starscream, and I'm not showing the bases because I don't want to reveal traps, but Starscream is also engineered with very low defenses. If you bring these bases in with low defenses, you will get paired up against engineered clans. I speculate that there's some sort of a lopsided weight that's assigned. So my own speculation, this is where I'm going to deviate for a second, my own speculation is that there's an offensive weight and a defensive weight, and that's the clan's total war weight. But then I feel like if the clan is lopsided, like has 2,000 more offense than defense, you'll get paired up against a clan with 2,000 more offense than defense. And likewise, if there's 8,000 more offense than defense, you'll get paired up against a clan with that much more engineering. And when you take low-ranked bases like this, down at the bottom, you open yourself up to a clan that has a very big spread, because there's also got to be something about the actual top and bottom town hall levels. It's just too much of a coincidence, guys, because the prior wars that we were doing, when we were engineered and taking bases to bases, we were not seeing that. But as soon as we start to bring in low-ranked bases, along with engineered or even fairly engineered mids and uppers, we get the same sad war log that we saw here from Suki down to Asian symbols. We get loss, 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 and we get eagle deficits. We get way more infernos against us because the fact of the matter is we're just not engineered as much as the enemy clans. So I really feel like there's two paths that a person can take. And I think that, well, actually, all the co-leaders agree now. And this is pretty amazing because all the co-leaders are very opinionated and very different in terms of mindset. But all the co-leaders agree that you can either go one of two ways. You can either go completely engineered, and by completely engineered, like I mentioned before in my first video, I'm talking Town Hall 11 maxed, Town Hall 11 maxed, and then Town Hall 11 with one cannon all the way down. That's an extreme engineered clan, and that clan will win every time. The problem is if you're not that extreme, because of the new algorithm changes, Supercell has allowed us to unengineer and be paired up against other unengineered clans and truly duke it out, mano a mano, at all levels of the clan. So what does that mean for Tiger Force? Well, because we still have some bases that need to unengineer, myself included, and because we're not going to go ahead and just drop an eagle and completely give the enemy an advantage of war weight, we're going to unengineer as quickly as possible, and in the meantime, we're going to take Town Hall, mid Town Hall to max Town Hall 8 unengineered bases to war with us and up. And we're going to recruit Town Hall 9s and up that are unengineered. And then the other thing too is that's really important is making sure that we only update offenses that we use in war, because offenses definitely do carry a major war weight now, whereas maybe in the past they did not. Another side note that came out of that was barbarians and archers also, they apply to the hero's abilities, so upgrading those are cool too. But just making sure we're being smart about everything. If you have any questions, let us know, and we look forward to seeing you in the battlefield. Make sure and subscribe to us on YouTube, and if you're active and competitive, head over to Search Clans, type in our hashtag, and request to join. Make sure you reference that you found us on YouTube, and we look forward to seeing you soon.